Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, enrollment in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program is down big time in Arizona. Also tonight, we'll meet a local storm chaser who's featured on an upcoming episode of Nova. And a new exhibit takes visitors on a journey through Phoenix radio history. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. The State Department of Economic Security reports that enrollment in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, better known as SNAP, has fallen dramatically in the past few months. The reason is that fewer families are qualifying for food assistance due to tighter eligibility requirements. It's all putting more pressure on local nonprofits that operate meal assistance programs and other community resources. And for more on that, we welcome Carrie Aranda. She is Director of Mission Advancement at the Tempe Community Action Agency. Oh, it's a lot going on there. Good to have you here.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
So, give me a better definition of SNAP. Is it food stamps and more?
It's the old food stamps. That's the closest thing is the food stamps. So it allows families to have that extra income to purchase groceries. It's now on a debit card. They take it to the grocery store. They can buy what they need at the grocery store.
And it's down, especially the past 3 months or so, significantly. What's going on?
So the eligibility requirements changed. A lot of exemptions got taken away, as well as DES is running a backlog in processing applications. So you kind of mix all of that together. You get a lot of people who either lost their benefits or are trying to get benefits and haven't been able to do so.
I'm seeing 31% drop from last October to this January.
Yes.
That's a lot of folks.
It is a lot of folks. It is a lot of folks. And some of them don't realize that they need to reapply because their eligibility changed and they need to show that new eligibility. And then if they do, they're caught in the backlog.
Right. And kids are caught in this
Correct.
as well.
Yes, a lot of families are on SNAP with children.
And I'm seeing kids like SNAP benefits down by a third. And kids are more than 40% of SNAP benefit recipients?
Yes, because if you have children, then you obviously qualify under different eligibility requirements. So yes, we want to make sure families and children are fed.
And it's even higher in Maricopa County, that number,
Yes.
as far as kids are concerned. Okay, the eligibility retirement, you mentioned it a couple of times here. What changed?
Work requirements changed, as well as the age where you could get an exemption from the work requirements. Some of the income requirements changed. Everybody's situation changed a little bit different depending on how you initially qualified for SNAP.
But it's expanded work requirements for the most part, correct?
Correct.
What does that mean?
It means that there's additional things you need to make sure you're doing. So you either need to be volunteering or you need to be working a certain number of hours, and that number of hours has shifted.
And what about non-citizens? That changed as well, eligibility, or is that...
I believe that's still the same.
That's still the same?
That's still the same.
Okay. Verification for eligibility requirements. I understand that might have been tightened up as well.
Yes, and that's all done through DES.
Yes.
So they're running a backlog, so it's hard to get even through that system. I think the last I saw, they were running 3 months behind with eligibility and new applications.
So again, you tighten the eligibility requirements, you tighten the verification process, you tighten everything, backlog results.
Correct, and then they lost a lot of staff.
All right. Why were these eligibility requirements and the verification processes, why were they changed?
They're part of the change in the federal government that comes out of the new budget that was passed over the summer. So those eligibility requirements do come from the federal government, and Arizona has been one of the quickest to apply them.
Right. And this affects your organization and other community service organizations. How?
So we run a food pantry, a large food pantry in Tempe. They don't have to be a resident of Tempe to access our emergency food boxes. Families and individuals can come twice a month to get an emergency food box. So we're seeing an increase. We've actually seen a really big increase since the end of last summer. Mm-hmm. The fall, we had a huge increase between the government shutdown as well as the microburst that hit Tempe, and then the SNAP benefits were delayed for November. So we saw this huge influx of people. We've stayed kind of at that high level. It's leveled off, but we're still seeing way more people than we did last year at this time.
And we're talking other agencies as well, along with yours. We're talking community gardens, Meals on Wheels, these sorts of things.
So we are a Meals on Wheels provider. We haven't seen that increase in Meals on Wheels yet, as well as we haven't seen that increase in even our senior lunch program at the senior centers. That's a different population that probably did not lose their SNAP benefits. So that population's a little bit more stable. It's the young adults, it's the people without children, and it's that 55 to 65 age group that we're starting to see those increases in.
Interesting, where the work requirements would come
Correct.
into play.
Correct.
Yeah. So how are you handling this?
So we have wonderful community support. We have a wonderful partnership with United Food Bank, and the community has rallied around us since last October to donate food, donate monetarily. So we've been able to not have to turn anybody away.
Can you keep doing that, though?
We can for the moment with the continued community support. Every food pantry like us relies on donations and relies on volunteers. We are very small staffed in our food pantry, and we rely on volunteers to help build boxes, hand out boxes, help with the paperwork that is behind the scenes and everything else. So those are the areas where every nonprofit that is in the food space is really, really struggling right now.
And I was going to say, what are you hearing from other nonprofits in the food space?
Everybody is the same. We need more volunteers. We'll take donations. But everybody's busy, everybody's doing more because there are more people coming through our doors.
Will it help if the backlog eases a little bit? I mean, does that help, or does that just mean more folks going into your services?
So if the backlog clears and more people are on SNAP benefits that are eligible, then yes, it should lessen that demand.
Yes.
But it's hard to tell, especially going into summer. So when people come to get an emergency food box from us, that is money in their budget that they can spend somewhere else. So rent, utilities, medical bills, whatever it is, if they come in and supplement whatever they're getting with emergency food box, then they have more in their family budget.
And we should mention before you go here, you got some new headquarters being built, correct?
We do. We're building a brand new building on Apache just east of the 101 that will host a larger food pantry. So we'll be able to easily serve the amount of people that are coming through our doors.
And it's got to be close to a light rail stop, I would think.
Yes, the light rail stop is literally outside our front doors.
Well, there you go. All right. Carrie, thank you so much for joining us. Carrie Aranda, again, from Tempe Community Action Agency. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have never been in Auschwitz since 1945. I am a little bit afraid that when I'll be standing there and realize that over 30 of my really close relatives, including my parents, perished there, I feel a little bit low.
Wednesday at 11 on Arizona PBS.
On Call the Midwife.
You're a good man, Pastor Robinson.
But you haven't come here to tell me what I'm doing well, have you, Mrs. Wallace?
No.
Those cards contain confidential medical information.
I work for the National Health Service.
I'm starting to think we were moved here for a reason. Can they just breeze in at will?
We are under no obligation to do everything they ask.
Sunday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
It's about to go down.
The wildlife just take over.
The age of discovery is now.
It's a journey like no other.
Everyone is getting involved in this.
You'll see a kaleidoscope of color. It's like magic.
My hands are shaking.
I think I just fell in love.
Mike Olbinski is a local storm chaser who's made a career of tracking and chronicling volatile weather. That includes tornadoes, rain bombs, and even haboobs. Olbinski is featured in a new episode of Nova, which is set to air April 22nd here on Arizona PBS. Joining us now is storm chaser and professional photographer Michael Binsky, welcome to Arizona Horizon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I got to tell you, storm chasing sounds like a whole lot of fun.
It can be fun.
Yeah.
It can be super frustrating, but I think it's fun.
So define storm chasing.
I mean, it's kind of the word, but in reality, a lot of us say we're chased by the storm most of the time, especially when it's supercells and tornadoes and tennis ball size hail and even the haboobs that we see coming. I'm usually trying to stay ahead of them.
What do you look for when everything's nice and sunny and we're all hearing that a storm could happen later in the day? What are you looking for?
I'm looking at models, I'm looking at forecasts, I'm reading National Weather Service discussions. I'm using, especially here in Arizona, using my knowledge from 15 years of chasing to kind of know what might happen today based on the past, and going out there sometimes and just sitting there waiting for something to happen.
When something does happen, how do you know what storm to chase?
That's a good question, and it comes down to instinct. And I think it's more of, especially here, the monsoon is a tough thing to chase.
I would say so. But I mean, do you watch like the formation of the storms, maybe over South Mountain or something that's coming in, it's looking like X and all of a sudden here comes Y?
Yes. I mean, I was doing the big dust storm we had last year, August 25th. I was down north of Tucson watching this downburst happen and all this, and I look off to the right and I see a faint wall of dust emerging from the distance, and I'm like this. What do I? But I go, that's the one, the wall of dust.
So you basically saw that haboob forming.
Oh yeah.
Is that not unusual for you?
No, I usually go out to where they're going to start, at least, from the Picacho Peak area, Eloy to Picacho Peak. That's where they form.
So that's where they come from, huh?
When they come from Tucson to Phoenix, yes.
Do you ever get too close to a storm? Have you ever, do they always go in the similar direction?
No. Everything out here is volatile. They go, depending on where the high pressure sets up, they go in different directions.
What about tornadoes? I always thought tornadoes kind of went in a similar direction.
They usually do, but sometimes the storms out on the plains, they move southeast, they'll move east, they'll move northeast. Tornadoes can deviate. They're a little frightening.
I would say, obviously, those storms are a little meaner than some of our dust storms and most of our dust storms. But which is easier to track? Which is easier to chase?
Actually, I would say supercells and tornadoes are easier to chase.
Interesting.
Because generally, it's one storm goes up and you can kind of follow it for couple hundred miles, and it can be easier than out here.
So basically, all summer, the plains, all summer maybe, something like that?
Right now, actually, in April, it's kicking off in the plains. I chase May and June. Most of the time, that's the heart of the season, and then come home in July and chase here all the way till October.
So it's a typical day in the life of a storm chaser. What happens?
Probably lack of sleep, a lot of energy drinks in the morning, coffee, not that I drink much of it. Forecasting, we are looking at models every day, every night before we go to bed. Sometimes you go to bed and you're about to go to bed and you look at your phone one last time and you see radar and you see a storm popping up over the superstitions, and you go out at 1 a.m. and get a shot of a lifetime, and that's just the life.
But those are lightning shots, right?
Yeah.
But as far as the actual clouds, though, man, those are some beautiful shots.
No, they're the supercells, especially, the structure, the mothership-looking flying saucer. I live for that kind of thing. So I'm usually trying to forecast when I think, something really good like that's going to happen.
Now, I heard you use a plural there. Do you have it? Are you out there with a team? Are you alone? How does that work?
I say we all the time because I generally do. I've been doing this a long time. I do tours. I do workshops. So coming up in May, I have 4 tours where I take 2 people with me, my forerunner. I have a crew from China, this photographer from China, and a bunch of his Chinese clients following in a van, and we'll be chasing after tornadoes for a week.
Wow, that sounds like a hoot.
Oh, it's an unknown tourism opportunity out there where there's people who've come from all over the world to chase our storms.
Well, can you make a living doing that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Do a lot of different things. Very, very hard. I do many things, like the rain bombs Nova episode. That was a separate thing, helping them, guide them, consult, license footage, and all that.
And this is from Nova again. Rain bombs. What are rain bombs?
I think that's more of a fun term for a microburst, a downburst, and we got, especially the 2 days that I took this crew out, we got really, really lucky with some just great storms and great downbursts, and that's what they're studying.
Where were these located?
Up close to Kingman one day, and the second day we started around Eloy and Casa Grande, but ended up almost all the way to Yuma at sunset, and we had some monster storms.
Now, I should say that I think the Nova used about 8 minutes of your footage there, which is pretty good. And so you've got that, and you do some photography, some great photography. That helps bring the money in too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I sell prints. I do a lot of licensing of footage for, my stuff has been in Planet Earth, and actually Hail Mary, the movie that's out right now, has a clip from the Grand Canyon in it, which you probably can't see. I saw it, but I don't think anyone else would know. But it's the little thing. There's commercials. There's all kinds of stuff that I've been doing this a long time and have a massive library of footage.
I noticed that you also consult. Who wants to be consulted about a storm?
I mean, people from the BBC, they want to, I mean, how cool is it that, we have the monsoon here and we feel kind of like, does anyone even know what happens here?
Yes.
And these guys come out to film our downbursts in the Arizona desert, and this is going to be, a show that everyone gets to see. And I just think that's awesome, kind of, to be able to put that on the map.
So you're gearing up now for another season, true?
Yes.
Getting ready to go?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of some other stuff like moving and all this stuff, but around May 1st is when I usually go out, and that's just in a couple weeks, and I am missing stuff right now. Tornadoes in Minnesota yesterday, and probably more today. So
last question here. You kind of alluded to this earlier, that it can be nerve-wracking. Are you ever scared?
I've been nervous, scared a few times usually when I'm not seeing what's in front of me because there's rain or I'm trying to cross over.
Yes.
But now it's, I drove a couple years ago, I drove right up a quarter mile away from a tornado and stood in the road with hail falling to get the perfect picture as it crossed the middle of the road. And people were like, were you scared? I'm like, no, I see where the tornado is right there. I'm fine now. And it surprises me because I think 10 years ago I would have been pretty scared.
Did you get the shot?
Oh, I did.
All right, very good. Michael Venske, Storm Chaser. Good to have you here. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
There's a new exhibit at the Chandler Museum that takes a look at the history of radio stations and personalities in Phoenix. The exhibit is titled Radio That Rocked the Valley, and it's on display through late September. Sarah Biggerstaff is the Chandler Museum's storytelling coordinator. She joins us now. And also with us, former on-air radio personality Jim West. Good to have you both here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Radio That Rocked the Valley. So what was the impetus for all this?
It was really House of Broadcasting, a local nonprofit that Jim is a part of. They approached us at the Chandler Museum to do an exhibition featuring their amazing artifacts of radio broadcasting history. And so it was really a collaborative effort, and they approached us a couple of years ago, and we've been working together ever since.
And for some of the artifacts like old equipment, old signs, these kind of things?
Yeah, some great audio boards, a lot of old radios from the 40s, 50s, 60s. What a really cool thing is a light from the TV towers on South Mountain. One of those big glowing lights, you know, you get to see it right up and close and in person.
Yeah. They've been there forever. Jim, how do you, when you talk about the history of Phoenix radio, you got your KNIX button there. I can see it from a mile away.
You bet.
Obviously, that station plays a part, but how do you know what to choose, what to focus on, what to emphasize?
Well, Radio Run Phoenix has been here for a long time, obviously. It's like 15,000 licensed stations the FCC licensed around the country. Phoenix got about 35 or 40 of them. Obviously, the music and the programming depends on the taste of the audience that you're appealing to. But boy, we've got a lot of great stations we've had here over the years.
Yeah, and as far as the exhibit is concerned, I would imagine if you go way back, Criz versus Crux, the
Criz and Crux are represented, yes, sir.
Top 40 stations.
Top 40 stations in the 60s, and they were battling it out for ratings. We've got a display on the first station, KOY, went on the air here, 1921. 1922 was KTAR.
Yes.
And others beyond that. And then, of course, we have KUPD, KDKB, and KNIX.
Sarah,
represented.
Obviously. But Sarah, how do you decide, and we're seeing kind of the way these are presented, how do you decide how to present these things?
I mean, it takes a careful curator's eye. You know, we work with our team, works together really well to really, what are the best sight lines? What are the best photographs that you're going to get from this? You know, what makes this display full and whole? And yeah.
Yeah, and we talk about the stations, Jim, but we talk about the personalities as well, huh?
Yes, sir. We've got a lot of great personalities that were on a lot of great stations here. You know, Bill Haywood on KOY, for example, Pat McMahon on KTAR over the years, and he was at Criz as well. W. Stephen Martin did the morning show for nearly 30 years at KNIX, and a lot of great personalities in radio.
Bill Compton?
Bill Compton, yeah. KDKB.
I was going to say, when you talk about some of the later years after the Criz and Crux battles in the top 40, then you get into FM and alternative kind of stuff.
Yes.
KDKB kind of ruled the market there for a while, didn't it?
It did, as a top 40 rock station. Then KNIX was #1 for going on 15, 16 years.
So how do you choose the personalities? I mean, there's so many people, so many times. You know, the day is filled with the personality back in the old days in radio. How do you choose?
How do you choose the exhibit, you mean?
Yeah, to emphasize.
We were trying to spotlight, I believe, on the most popular stations in town. A lot of popular stations in Phoenix, but some of the top 5 or 6 or 7 that ruled the ratings.
Yeah, and Sarah, again, when it comes to obviously artifacts, you show the artifact.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a personality, how do you profile?
Well, we do have some great merchandise. You know, the radio station's really famous for the DJs giving out keychains and bumper stickers and all of that. So the stations that we had the most material from, we were able to really highlight those radio DJs. Bill Haywood, Tim and Mark, Beth McDonald, some really great familiar voices.
Yeah, the merch rules back in the day as far as
T-shirts.
And I would imagine for you, there's a whole lot of memories for you.
Oh my gosh, a lot of great memories. I mean, country radio was king in Phoenix for many years, and still is, but the Western lifestyle, precluded the fact that country music's always going to be popular here. And back in the day, Buck Owens owned KNIX.
Indeed, and that was his baby. But a lot of the big country stars came through Phoenix because of KNIX.
They did. Waylon Jennings got his start here. People like Marty Robbins grew up here. A lot of great country people have come and gone through Phoenix.
Yeah, and again, to present all of this, I mean, it has to be a juggling act. There's so much going on that went on.
Yeah, and it's challenging, and there's a whole variety of material. So it's just, you really think thematically what's going to look well together, and then displaying things by radio station, by sort of radio DJ personalities. And then we also sort of have an evolution of the technology of radio, media, and engineering.
And the House of Broadcasting obviously was a big help here.
Yes, they lent all of the objects so graciously. They were experts on the material, so we just worked with them to tell the story and to display these items in the way that they really deserve.
And just give us a better definition of the House of Broadcasting.
House of Broadcasting is a nonprofit organization that kind of holds on to the memories of radio and television in Phoenix, and is always holding on to all the memorabilia and all the old equipment from back in the day. So yeah, it represents radio and TV quite well here in Phoenix.
When you wander through the exhibit, what are you thinking?
Oh my gosh, looking at these, we got a setup where you can actually hear some of the old radio jingles.
Very cool.
On a barcode.
I'll bet.
And it sounds great.
Well, Jim West, again, congratulations on you had a great career, and thank you so much for sharing all of that.
Thank you.
And Sarah, congratulations on this. It's open. How long this goes on again? Late September?
It's open until September 27th, so plenty of time to see it.
That's my birthday.
There you go. And it is interactive to a certain degree.
Yes. You can scan these QR codes. There's material you can interact with, photographs, other books, and really interesting things.
All right. Very good. Sarah, Jim, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.
When you want to be more inspired, Arizona PBS delivers unforgettable experiences in music, theater, and the arts, thanks to members like you. And
I'm Susan Linkus of the Linkus Group, a fee-based, registered